You know what? I did not press record on the phone, or at least I thought I had. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I just started recording. So I lied to you again. Man. I'm gonna have to punish myself. But like I was saying, this guy I ran into, he did the whole, the cup thing that they do, like the acupuncturists do. And he didn't say he was into Taoism or anything like that, but he talked about, he said he studied traditional Chinese medicine for a long time and studied with a Tai Chi master. And so he also studied Tai Chi, although he admitted that he didn't take the martial art practice of Tai Chi very seriously or study it for very long. He was mainly interested in the medicine part. So this guy very well could have been a Taoist master. There was definitely something about him that was different than most people you meet. So I wouldn't be surprised. But he was very, very reclusive. He didn't really want to talk too much, and he kind of kept away. And of course, I had a baby on the way, and when I met him, and all these other things to deal with. I was running the Kung Fu school. So there wasn't much time to pursue anything there, but it's interesting. So if anybody runs into him, if anyone is listening in Louisville, maybe you'll run into him at some point. I met him at the place we met to go to like talk and everything was at the Chinese grocery store off of Bishop's Lane in Louisville, Kentucky. Interesting place to meet a master. But they're all over. So where was I? They often earn their living as physicians and herbalists, astrologers and martial artists, calligraphers and painters, even as cooks and fruit vendors. They generally practice their Taoist disciplines in private at odd hours of the day or night. If you look hard enough, you are bound to find a teacher, or perhaps he'll find you. It's an interesting bit of mysticism there. In any case, a teacher is required only for the higher teachings, especially those dealing with spiritual development. The basics you can learn from this book, which is also interesting. Not really true in martial arts. Being able to learn from a book like this. You might be able to get an idea from a book, but with martial arts, you really need to train with a Sifu. And if you're lucky enough, a Qigong and a Si Tai Gong, and there's Si-Box and so on and so forth. But I thought it was an interesting note about if you look hard enough, you're bound to find one. And I don't know if anybody's read there's a book called The Music Lesson by Victor Wooten, and really good book, really a great book, fantastic book actually. You should definitely read it if you get a chance. But they also broach the subject of a teacher finding the pupil, or a person wanting to be a pupil. It's almost as if that want and that desire, if it's strong enough, it draws the teacher. It draws the teacher to you. So I find that interesting that they mention that in this book as well. And I have to say that in my life, I've found that to be true with many things. Anyway, back to the book. One of the basic benefits of studying Taoism, apart from obtaining health and longevity, is that it unlocks the inscrutable mysteries of the Chinese character and culture. The Tao runs like a golden thread throughout the fabric of Chinese culture. I like that sentence. The basic principles of Chinese cuisine, for example, were all formulated by Taoist physicians and herbalists, not by cooks and gourmets, which explains why Chinese food digests so well in the stomach that you feel hungry again an hour later. In Chinese painting, Taoists established nature as the primary theme of art, and they pioneered the technique of using empty space as a part of the picture. Chinese poets also found much of their inspiration in Tao, and they often emulated Taoist recluses by retiring to mountain hermitages for long periods to cultivate Tao. Chinese medicine and martial arts were entirely developed by Taoists, as were some of the world's most important scientific inventions, such as gunpowder, porcelain, and metal alloys. The key principles of all Chinese arts, such as simplicity and restraint, balance and harmony, and the prime importance of creative spontaneity, all spring from Tao. In fact, so deeply ingrained is the Tao in the Chinese soul that even the communist regime felt obliged to deal with Lao Tzu's thoughts by reinterpreting certain passages in the Tao Te Ching to justify their own ideology. For example, the communist version of one key passage reads, "In antiquity, the people did not know private property." In another passage, the mysterious leveling that occurs when unnecessary desires are eliminated through Tao has been revamped as a call to dissolve feudal class distinctions. Lao Tzu had no axe to grind, no personal ambitions to realize, no gods to appease, and no time for nonsense. What he endeavored so successfully to convey in the charming verse of the Tao Te Ching was dependent on nothing, unchanging, all-pervading, unfailing. The rich tradition of scientific and spiritual inquiry that sprang from his words provides ample testimony to the power of the way. The way is still there, as it always was long before Lao Tzu and always will be long after us. And its power is readily available to whoever makes the required effort to discover and cultivate it. As we shall see below, Western science today is slowly but surely, and sometimes reluctantly, coming to many conclusions that confirm the ancient truths of the Tao. So I thought that was a great little passage to cover for a short podcast. And I thought you guys might enjoy it. I enjoyed it. And it's interesting to think about and practice. I've really been getting into this book, and I couldn't sleep again the other night, and I just kept on reading through it. So I'm really enjoying it. They have a bunch of little remedies, home remedies, and stuff I've heard of before, but some of it I've never tried. So I'm gonna try some of it and see how it works. I'll let you guys know if I find anything useful, or if I don't find anything useful, I'll let you know as well. All right, so we'll call it a day there. Moitung Clan News, Moitung Workshop Chinese New Year, Saturday, February 15th, 1 to 5 p.m., open to all. Again, I'll have the link to the Facebook event in my in the show notes, so check it out there if you are interested in attending. I'm sure there'll be some more announcements. I haven't really gotten into it too far yet, but the anniversary workshop is coming up. So we'll see how that goes or when that comes about. And if you want to support this podcast, then click the link in the episode notes to support via PayPal. Also, sign up for my email list on Kung Fu of Louisville website. That's kungfulouisville.com. That's how they say it, Louisville. Or Louisville. Louisville is how everybody else says it. They say it Louisville or Lava. But yeah, there's a bunch of different ways to say it, that they say it in Louisville. But yeah, check out the website, sign up for the email, like the Facebook, rate the episodes, blah, 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 blah. Thank you guys for listening, and I will talk to you soon.